Hello and welcome back to my studio. This is Jim, and I'm glad you could join me today. Today, for something completely different, I thought I'd use some different materials and a different kind of a subject to what I've been doing so far. These were a pair of otters that we saw at the Columbia, South Carolina Zoo earlier this month. And they were so playful, so seemingly happy to be there, reacting with the children and my wife as she was sitting there photographing them. I took this picture of them as they were looking at her. I thought this would be a fun subject for a change, and give me a chance to show that I'm not a one-trick pony, and using my pencil to draw out the pair first. And I also use the Micron fine liner for this painting, for this drawing. I wanted to make sure I had the proportions in the drawing correct, so that's one reason. Another reason I wanted to use the pencil and do a little bit more fine drawing. And I kind of thought this subject deserved the extra attention. They are so streamlined and smooth when they're gliding through the water that I didn't think a sketchy style would give them the proper attention they needed. So I hope you like this subject today. Another reason I hope you like it is because it's in two parts. The drawing part of it took longer than normal because I went from the pencil stage and then the inking stage. So I decided to break the video into two parts, the drawing and the painting in part two. And although I didn't draw these on site, it would have been very hard to draw them actually, because they were moving very fast the whole time we were there, and kids were running up and down the window, and they were following them up and down. It was very fun to watch the interactions. But when I was drawing this, I did remember being there and the sights and the sounds, and just how happy these two creatures looked as they were playing. Although it's a simple drawing, simple layout, I hope it kind of comes through that these guys were just playing in the water. I did speed this video up 2 times to keep the length of the video manageable. And for all those viewers that had questions about going straight in with an ink and pen and drawing without the pencil underlay. This also shows that I do on occasion use the pencil. And although I didn't intend on this channel being a detailed drawing display, if there is any interest in seeing more of this kind of drawing, the more detailed, painstaking kind of drawing, I'd be up to doing some of those too. And if I apply lightly, I can get nice light lines. I'm not doing one solid line as I go around the outline, so as to keep it light looking and not overly heavy and cartoony. Which is great, which is a style in itself, but that's not what I wanted to have here. So I do start with some light lines. And a lot of times the pencil outlines are a guideline as well, so you can make corrections on the details as you go with the pen as well. As you're following the photograph, you may notice that something was a little off that I didn't quite catch with the pencil. It really helps with your power of observation too when you're doing a drawing like this of a natural creature that you don't often see at all, let alone stopped like this in a photograph. So it's nice to realize all the little details and the things you don't normally think of. And in drawing, you take notice and you take a slower look at these different aspects of the animal, such as the the flatness of the head as the upper one is facing us, and how small the ears are, and the whiskers around the mouth, the webbing between the toes. It's a fascinating animal. I'm glad one of the this foot in particular, it was splayed out enough to show the webbing. It was a lucky shot, really, to get them both at the same time, facing the same way, kind of. Because believe me, they were moving fast. I don't have any preconceived ideas of how I'm going to draw this, such as things like the water. I just follow the shapes and the lines and let it develop itself. And really, that's all you're doing with the whole drawing. You're just following outlines, shapes. And parts like this, where you're just putting a few of the hairs to suggest the direction of the fur. And trying to get that the lines of the fur in the right direction is kind of important. Following the curves of the body. And then on the shadow side, I still follow the same curve of the body with the lines, but I'm doing them closer together and more of them to make it darker. Keep in mind I'm holding the pen very lightly toward the center of the pen, so there isn't too much pressure on the actual tip. You can move your wrist and your fingers smoothly to get those curves. The tail's very dark there, so hence more shading, more hatching. Do a few more shapes in the water of those kind of ripply bits where the light is hitting the waves. And then I erase all the pencil lines with a kneaded eraser. It's nice using the kneaded eraser. There's no bits that you have to brush off after. It's just it just picks up the pencil. And then I start to bring in a little bit more pen, making the lines darker. Still not pressing very hard, but just pressing just a little bit more and doing a few more lines to get that dark shading. And only doing the lines long enough that my hand and wrist is comfortable doing it. Rather than trying to make big long lines. And if you need to turn the paper to get the right angle to keep that curve, then it's nice to have the paper mounted to a little piece of cardboard that you can turn around any which way you want. You are making the certain areas darker with the shading provided by the pen lines, but you also have to make sure you don't make any one spot too dark. You can always come back and make them darker after, so you just kind of keep a general darkness as you go through the whole drawing. In this way you can stop once in a while and look at the drawing and make sure you're getting the tones close to what they are compared to each other. Keeping in mind also that you are going to paint it after, so that will also add the different tones. Depending on what style you're going for, you could also do this just in watercolor or any other medium for that matter. But I kind of like the effect of the pen and then the watercolor. Here I'm just looking closely at the water and seeing where there are dark areas and light areas. too much darkness on that upper paw. And I realize that, so now I'm going to be aware of that. Make some of the other areas darker to compensate or to match it. When you're doing a drawing like this in the studio and you just take your time and relax, that's the main thing. Many times if you just rush into something and do it without stopping or observing too much, you make a mistake and you can't go back, especially with ink. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please tune in for the next part where I add some watercolors to this